The Hidden Cost of Competence, Understanding High-Functioning Depression. Welcome. Today we're exploring a condition that often goes unnoticed because those who suffer from it appear to be thriving. This is about the biology, economics, and psychology of high-functioning depression, drawing from clinical research and real patient experiences. Let's start with a paradox. On the outside, everything looks fine. Productivity is high, deadlines are met, success is visible. But internally, there's a different story. Exhaustion, emotional numbness, and a constant struggle to maintain the facade. This disconnect between external achievement and internal suffering is at the heart of high-functioning depression. Clinically, we're talking about persistent depressive disorder, also known as dysthymia. Unlike major depressive disorder, which has dramatic peaks and valleys, persistent depressive disorder is characterized by a chronic, low-grade depression that persists for years. The diagnostic criteria include depressed mood for most of the day, more days than not, for at least 2 years, along with symptoms like poor appetite, low energy, and feelings of hopelessness. What's happening in the brain? When someone appears fine despite depression, they're often in a state of functional hyperarousal. The prefrontal cortex is working overtime to maintain executive function and suppress emotional responses. Stress hormones like cortisol remain elevated. This constant state of vigilance comes at a significant biological cost, depleting energy reserves and accelerating wear on the body's systems. The emotional toll of masking is profound. Anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure, becomes normalized. Self-worth becomes contingent on achievement and external validation. Socially prescribed perfectionism drives the need to meet impossibly high standards set by others. The mask becomes so habitual that the person wearing it may not even recognize their own suffering. This leads to a phenomenon called presenteeism. Unlike absenteeism, where someone is physically absent from work, presenteeism means being physically present, but mentally and emotionally compromised. Studies show that presenteeism causes far greater productivity loss than absenteeism. Cognitive interference, emotional regulation demands, and physical fatigue all reduce task performance, even when the person appears to be functioning normally. Eventually, the system can't sustain itself. The sudden crash is a catastrophic break that occurs after prolonged masking and accumulation of stress. Warning signs include increased irritability, physical symptoms like headaches or digestive issues, and a growing sense of detachment. When the crash comes, it can be severe, leading to complete burnout, hospitalization, or worse. It's important to distinguish high-functioning depression from burnout. Burnout is situational. It's caused by work conditions and can be remedied by changing the environment. High-functioning depression, however, is a clinical condition. It persists regardless of external circumstances. Changing jobs or taking a vacation won't fix it. It requires therapeutic intervention. One effective approach is cognitive behavioral therapy, specifically the triple column technique. This method helps rewire thought processes by identifying situations, recognizing automatic negative thoughts, and developing rational alternative responses. For example, if the situation is receiving critical feedback, the automatic thought might be, "I'm a failure." The rational alternative would be, "This is one piece of feedback on one task. I can learn from it." Research supports the effectiveness of targeted interventions. The Tufts Optum randomized controlled trial demonstrated that a work-focused intervention combining CBT with workplace accommodation strategies reduced productivity loss by 41%, work absences by 29%, and depression severity by 34%. These are significant, measurable improvements. On a practical level, reclaiming control starts with micro-habits. First, the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately to prevent cognitive overload. Second, energy accounting. Track what drains and restores your energy to make informed decisions. Third, the 5-minute floor. Commit to just 5 minutes of a task to overcome inertia. Fourth, pre-decision protocols. Automate routine decisions to reduce decision fatigue. Beyond tasks, there's a deeper shift required, moving from being a human doing to a human being. Internal family systems therapy helps by recognizing that different parts of ourselves have different needs. Acceptance means acknowledging that rest is productive, that you are enough without constant achievement, and that vulnerability is not weakness.